Good morning, everybody. It's Stephen here for the Idiot Quilter, and welcome to my weekly episode. It is episode number 335, and it is December the 2nd, 2025. 23 more sleeps to Christmas. Yes, and there's a ton of things I have to do yet. Always seems that way, doesn't it? Doesn't matter how much you plan, how far in advance, there's always the Christmas crunch. So, you saw in the title, though, something else that's coming up this week, and that's the MSQC, which is the Missouri Star Quilt Advent box, Jenny Dome box, Christmas box, whatever you want to call it. The beginning part of our first unboxing of it. Boy, that was a complicated sentence. Yeah. So anyways, more about that in a few minutes. But first of all, what have I been working on? Well, of course, it's Christmas time. I have lots of things that I'm working on, and then I add more to my plate. Yeah. And the strange thing about this is it's not really for anybody in particular because, well, I have finished the top of this Christmas quilt. And this is a very special quilt because the fabric is very special. This fabric bundle was given to me by one of my subscribers and friends, Julie Kuhn, who's down in the southern part of the United States. And you may have remembered me talking about this package because we had a little problem because of, the way things are done these days when it comes to shipping between the United States and Canada. Needless to say, we kind of double dipped when it came to paying for the shipping. Julie arranged to have it shipped from the Fat Quarter Shop where she had purchased the bundle, and she paid for them to ship it to me. And then it came by UPS, and I hate UPS. UPS always seems to double dip and everything because they like to collect duties and charge you for collecting those duties. And so I ended up paying for the bundle as well when it came up. But that doesn't matter because it was the thought that counted, and this is a beautiful bundle collection. Now, I don't remember what the bundle was called because this came to me some time ago because I've been waiting for a pattern that I felt would show off the fabric. And this is the pattern I came up with, and I've already talked about Mistletoe by Chelsea Stratton. This is her design. And it's not a huge quilt. It only measures about 50 inches across and about 65 down, something like that. But I really love the way it turned out. Now, I do not have anybody in mind to give this to. In fact, it's going to be part of my Christmas decoration display. It's going to go on the back of the love seat in our formal living room because I just realized the other day, I usually put a quilt there at Christmas. I put one on the other couch, on the main couch in that room, but I forgot the love seat. So this will look great on that. Now, yesterday, Lucy and I spent the day together. And if you don't know who Lucy is my long arm. And Lucy and I have a love-hate relationship, as you know. We love to hate each other. But yesterday, it was just a day of love because not only did I put this on and get it all quilted, but I also did another UFO, which was a Christmas table runner I made a while ago, and I put it on and got that done too. And Lucy never once broke a thread, never once gave me grief. She was a good girl, and I'm very happy with her right now. Just as a side note about Lucy, I am going in to see my long arm dealer, Tracy at Whirls N Swirls, on Thursday. Just to do a review of how Quilt Path works, because I think I've created some bad habits that I need to break, and there's a few things that are questionable about what I'm doing. So she has offered to help me out with that, which is really nice of her because she's still in recovery mode from a very bad motorcycle accident back at the tail end of the summer, I believe, and she had to have surgery. And I've told her, look, really, don't put yourself out there for me because, my questions can wait. But she's got somebody coming in on Thursday to do a quilt, and she thought that would be a good time for me to come in and see her too. So that's what we're going to do. But anyways, I'm really happy, back to this quilt, I'm really happy with the way this is turning out. And today my plan is to get it bound. And that should be no problem. I've already got part of my binding, well, I've got the fabric I'm going to use for the binding all cut. I just need to make the strip and then get it onto the quilt. And I plan to do the table runner as well. Okay, so that's one project. This is another project. So I start another project. And this is called Pine Cones Table Runner. It's designed by Juju. And there's a few more pieces of it done since I took this picture. It's coming along, but I think it'll be very nice when it's finished. But there are a lot of pieces to it. So this is just the edging. These are scallop edges. There's panels that go, you know, the main part of the center of the table runner too. So yeah, this is still going to take me a little bit of time. Now, if that's not enough, OESD put on sale these really nice tiled scenes that create Christmas socks. I don't know if I'll get them done for this year or not, because tiled scenes usually take quite a long time, but I really like these. So my plan is to concentrate on my embroidery things and put on hold any more quilting things until the end of the year or a little bit further on. So we'll see how that works out. Best plans of mice and men. Okay, so what's happening? Well, sewing with Stephen as usual on Wednesday. I do not intend to cancel any sewing on Wednesdays with me during the Christmas holidays. Now, I do believe one of the Wednesdays falls on the Christmas Eve day, and I do have a plan for Christmas Eve day. As you know, we're going to have a virtual social for anybody that's interested. More details about that coming up in the coming weeks. But that shouldn't be a problem. No. Because, you know, sew day runs from 9 to 4, and I'm planning to have the social from 7 to 9. So, yeah, there's a good 3 hours between there to get everything ready. Well, there's not that much to get ready when you do virtual. So, yeah, not a problem. But I intend to, now that would mean that, does that mean that one of the Wednesday sew days is going to be on New Year's Eve as well? Yeah, well, we'll work that out. You know, I should look at a calendar occasionally, shouldn't I? But anyways, right now, Wednesdays will be Wednesdays as usual. Okay, so coming up, Pop-Up Sew Day on December the 20th. Details will be coming out a few days before that day, around the 15th. So stay tuned for that. And as I mentioned in the title of this, Walter and I, have already prepared all the videos for the unboxing of the Missouri Star Quilt Christmas box. And we did it in sections of 5 days at a time, because we didn't want to break up any spoilers for anybody or create spoilers for people. So we're opening 5 gifts at a time at the end of the 5-day period. So the first 5 gifts, December 1st to 5th, will be opened on December the 5th. And then the next 5 on December the 10th, and then the next 5, December the 15th. You get the idea. Those videos have been already created. We already know what's in the box, and we have had our reactions to them. And I'm saying that with a little bit of an ominous cloud over my head, but you'll have to tune in to find out what we mean. So the first one goes live at 7 a.m., not live. It's scheduled so that you can see it. It's not live. On this coming Friday, December the 5th, 7 a.m. So, yeah, stay tuned for it. Now, I know lots of other content creators have been opening the box already. There are a few out there, spoilers, who decided they just couldn't wait and opened it all up in one fell swoop. I think that's unfair. I think that's inconsiderate. I do. Because, for 2 reasons. One, A lot of people get the box because for them, this may be the only Christmas present they're getting this year. It's a Christmas present to themselves. And they want to enjoy each day of December by opening up one of the gifts in the box. And that's what it's intended for. Okay? The other reason why I think there's been a few selfish content creators that have opened it up at once is because they're trying to increase their subscribers count and view count by doing that. Up to you what you want to do. If you want to see it all in one fell swoop, go for it. If you want to be surprised, then don't do those ones. Whatever. It's up to you. Whatever floats your boat. And believe me, ours, Walter and I, there is commentary about each gift. Yes. Okay, it's third year that I've gotten the box. And this is a little bit of a spoiler alert. I'm not getting one next year. But if you want to know why I feel that way and everything else about what was in the box, then you'll need to tune in starting this coming Friday. Okay, so last week on So Chatty, we talked about what's in our retreat travel bags, and that was a topic inspired by one of my subscribers, Melissa, who is going to go or may have already gone to her first in-person retreat, and she wasn't sure what she should really take with her. So we thought, hey, we should show what we take so people get an idea if it's their first retreat and how we get it all in one bag. Well, almost all of it in one bag. Walter usually has several bags. And Walter, although most of the stuff that Walter takes is the same as the stuff I take, because Walter does garments, he does shirts, there's a few different things in there as well. So if you haven't seen that, that went up last Friday on So Chatty. Next week on So Chatty, we're going to talk about fabric estate planning. So when you pass on and leave behind a huge fabric stash, what happens to it? Or what do you want to happen to it? Or how do you make arrangements for it to, find a good home, so to speak? So we're going to explore that. And that was another topic suggested to us by a subscriber. And down the road, I just got notice yesterday that the Santa sack, the Christmas Santa sack that's put out every year by Kawartha Quilting, which is one of my local quilt shops, is now ready for me to pick up. I'm not going to pick it up this week. I'm hoping I can pick it up that next week. They tell me that my quilt is done and I can kill two birds with one stone. Not that they're that far away. They're about a half hour, 35-minute drive north of me. But either way, I'll be picking it up next week. And so that means that So Chatty of that next week, a week from this Friday, is going to be an unboxing of the annual Santa sack from Kawartha Quilting. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so that takes me to subscribers' quilt of the week. You've seen some of her lovely creations before, especially in this past year. She's been really big into bag making. And I'm not talking about just your little grocery bag here. I'm talking about very elegant evening bags, purses, things like that. And this is one of her beautiful creations, and it's Nancy Rhine. This week's quilt from a subscriber is not a quilt at all, as you can see, but a bag, a very beautiful bag made with pleather. And this comes from my friend Nancy Rhine, and Nancy makes all kinds of different bags. She does many of them in the hoop, and they're all really, really lovely. And she loves to use pleather, and I think this one is a fine example of the fine craftsmanship Nancy puts into every bag that she makes. And she writes, "This is an embroidery machine quilted faux leather tote bag. The pattern is an older sweet pea pattern called geometric tote. The inside is finished in quilting cotton with both zipper and slip pockets and closes with a magnetic snap, a different and fun project, and a very professional project as well. This is truly a designer bag." And something like this, and I know Nancy doesn't sell them, she gives them away to friends and family, but something like this could fetch a very pretty penny. So thank you, Nancy, for submitting this, because I absolutely love, and I'm sure everybody else does, your creations. So that takes me to YouTube of the week. And a week or two ago, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about color theory, and we talked about programs that you can get, apps for your phone that may help you out with picking colors out for a particular project. And there is a program, a very verbose program called Prequilt. Now, you may have heard Karen Brown on Just Get It Done Quilts talk about this. In fact, I think she's been sponsored by them. I mean, there's lots of things she talks about that she's sponsored by. But nevertheless, it does sound like a very intriguing program. And we just sort of scratched the surface to make you aware that it is available. But they have a whole series of videos that talk about Prequilt and how to use it. And, you know, if you're thinking about buying an app, to help you with things like that, then this might be one you're considering. And because it is a subscription, so it's pricey, this might help you just make up your mind whether you want something like that or not. I do not own it, and I don't have any plans to own it soon. For only reason being is I probably won't use one of those apps on a regular basis. But like, I'm not saying anything against Prequilt because I really don't know. I have never used it. But anyways, I found this series of videos, and well, here's what I said about that. This week's YouTube video channel is one for a product that we have mentioned in a So Chatty episode when it came to picking colors. But this particular product does a lot more than just that. It's basically like Electric Quilt, except a little simpler to use, and you can put it on your phone. And it's called Prequilt. Now, it is a paid program. It is a subscription service. But for some people, this might fit their need when it comes to designing quilts. And they have a YouTube channel that tells you everything you need to know about this. So if you were thinking about investing in this particular program, and I'm not absolutely sure what it costs, I don't think it's unreasonable in its expense. But if you were sitting on the fence and you want to see what it's all about, then go to this channel. They have this whole series of videos about how to use it, like Intro to Prequilt, how-to series, quilting collaboration with some designers, and add-ons you can also purchase for it as well. So, you know, this gives you a very good understanding of what Prequilt is all about and whether or not it is suitable for you. So if you're thinking about getting an app for helping you plan future quilt projects, then I would suggest before you invest any money, you go to the Prequilt YouTube channel and check it out first. This is not an endorsement of this product. As I said, I don't use it, but I found this channel and many other types of apps that are out there for helping you plan your quilts do not have something like this. So I think this is worth giving a look at. So that takes me to future projects. Well, Art East is the big buzz this year, and rightly so. And if you don't know Art East, where you been? You living under a rock? Check them out. Go to arteast.com, arteastquilts.com. I think that's it. Just look up Art East Quilts, you'll find it, and check it out. You'll be amazed. And I have done one or two of John, he's the designer of Art East, his quilts. Lots of cutting, but lots of fun. And your end product is so much fun to look at. They are not your traditional quilts. They tell a story. But if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know, you need to explore Art East Quilting Company. But in the meantime, I did order from him the mini block sampler. And it's a book of all these different sampler patterns. Now, my thought is this. Because there's a lot of cutting in Art East quilts that make it feel like you're never going to get it done. And also, I have ordered a kit. I pre-ordered and paid for a kit for his Peter Pan quilt along that he'll be doing in April. So I haven't got it yet. I thought, yeah, I'll get a little practice in. And because this is a sampler quilt, I don't have to rush it. I can pick and choose which blocks I want to do and when I want to do them. And over time, I'm thinking of it as a palette cleanser between other projects. So over time, I will have a quilt done with this, but I'm not going to rush myself with it. So here is what I am talking about. This week's future project is one that could be developed into a lot of future projects that'll be worked on over time. And it's from the Art East Quilting Company, and you've heard me talk about them many times before. John, the owner of Art East, creates these wonderful, fantastical different quilt creations. There is a lot of cutting involved in these, and so when I saw this book called The Mini Block Sampler, I thought, yes, because I can pick and choose which blocks I want to make when I want to make them. And so as a palette cleanser, I think this would be a great little project. And after you've worked on it for, maybe over the length of time of a year, maybe, you'll have a complete quilt when you're finished. So I'm really excited about starting one of these. I think I'll start slow. I'll start with something that looks fairly simple and work my way through that. But this is available, as well as other projects and patterns, all kinds of them, on the Art East Quilting Company website, and I will put the link for the mini block sampler into the show notes below for you if you're interested. And believe me, John's patterns are extremely well written, very easy to follow. The only thing you have to worry about is you're going to be cutting a lot of little pieces, but the end result is well worth the effort. So that takes me to What's Twisting My Seams, and this fabric comes from Sherry Clement. This week's submission for What's Twisting Your Seams comes from Sherry Clement, and Sherry writes this about this piece of fabric. Hi Stephen, I bought this wide back when an LQS was closing, so it was on sale. It was very brown. Still, I thought that since it's backing, it won't matter, but I haven't been able to bring myself to use it, so it sits there twisting my seams. Well, it is kind of, well, I don't know what I'd say. At first, I don't like it, but when I get looking at it, it's kind of nice. But you're right about it being very, very brown. So I could see this going into a quilt cut up into smaller pieces. As a backing, well, it wouldn't be my cup of tea either. But nevertheless, it does have potential for other things. It might make a really nice bag. That's a possibility too. But either way, thank you, Sherry, for sharing this lovely find in your stash with us all. And I would love to feature something that you found in your stash that you had forgotten all about, and now you're looking at it and going, why did I buy that in the first place? Why haven't I, or did I do something with that? And would I buy it again? Or what was I thinking? So that's all you need to answer. So just send me one picture of that along, and I'd be happy to show what's twisting your seams here on the Idiot Quilter. Okay, so that takes me to, I've already mentioned some of the things I've been working on, but that's not all I've been working on. So this week, for what I'm working on, or what I have been working on, I thought I'd show you the project corner. You can see it's gotten a little bit neater. There's still some projects sitting here waiting to be done. I need to go through that box because I've got the project that was in that, which was the Christmas quilt top, mistletoe. That the top is all done, so but I still have to bind it, so I better keep everything together once I get it quilted. That's sitting out on Lucy. I'm hoping to do that next week sometime, but I don't know. I have done some organization in here. I have a lot of file folders that are labeled with different projects in them. So on my 3D printer, I created these file boxes for them and mounted them on the wall in this corner. And you already saw where I got the idea from, because I created this to hold my design boards, my mini design boards, and well, these are actually designed to hold file folders, so I thought I'd take advantage of that. So yeah, I need to sort through some more of this stuff to decide, are some of these projects I'm really going to do, like that kit in the back. I've had it for a couple of years. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I'll have to take a look at it more closely. I think what attracted me to it was the border treatment. I don't know if that's pieced or that's actually, You just cut out the pieces to create that. I have a feeling it's like a panel. But anyways, moving around here, here's something that's unrecognizable at the moment. I'm working on this on my embroidery machine. It is a Christmas table runner. Yeah, I don't know. Am I going to get it done before Christmas Day? And do I care? I don't know. It's called, here's the design layout. It's called Pine Cones Table Runner, and there's a lot of little pieces to put together, but I've been working on it in bits and pieces as well, so we'll get to that. On my table, well, I have a little project over here that, yeah, that's to make a bag. I bought the pattern for what they call, what, the Holland bag? Holland duffel, yeah. So it's there. I should start cutting it and maybe starting to work on it. My plans are next year I'm going to work on more bag projects. This is glue. And you're going to say, why do you have glue? And why do you have so much glue? Super glue. Well, that's because right now my printers are working madly at my next project. This one, I don't know if I'll have it done for Christmas Day or not, but it is called Santa's Store. Was it Santa's? Why can't I say it? Santa's Toy Store. That's what it's called. And right now the printers are working on some of the pieces, and there are a lot of pieces. It's one of those big things you've seen me make before by Fuluv. And I love those things. Like you've seen the theater, you've seen Dracula's Castle, you've seen several others that I've made. Well, this one I fell in love with as soon as I saw it. He just released it. Had to have it. And you can see this printer I'm leaving blank for now, because who knows, I may need some last minute things to create on that. And if you saw my vlog yesterday, then you know that I have been stocking up on filaments as well. Can you ever have too much filament? I don't think so. So yeah, those are the things I've been up to. And of course I did the decorating, and you've seen that already. And yeah, now I've got to start planning Christmas dinners and everything like that. So busy, busy time this time of the year. So this brings us to the point in the program where I review an online quilt store. And the one I'm reviewing today is called Among Brenda's Quilts. This week's online quilt store is called Among Brenda's Quilts, and it's located in Strathroy, Ontario. And I have never heard of this store before, so let's explore it, shall we? This is their front page. And you can see they've got some panels that they're featuring and holiday fabrics and ABQ bag zippers. Orders ship free with a minimum purchase. Details here. Patterns. They have patterns for bags and quilts. And they also have clothing patterns as well. Quite a few, really. So I have a feeling that they don't only just cater to quilt makers, but also to garment makers. And here they have ABQ patterns, which I am not familiar with that particular company, but they have a wide variety of different types of bags. They have a Mystery 5.0 quilting program. And you have to purchase at least $50 worth of product to be part of it. And they do sell sewing machines and sewing machine supplies as well, and bag making supplies. They look like they are a very full featured type of store. Picture of their classroom, so they have classes. Looks very nice, actually, their classroom. And they have a calendar of events right here. So let's just take a quick look at it, because we are here at that right now. And yeah, they have a wide selection of class throughout the week. So yeah, this looks like a very exciting store, at least with my first look at their opening page. They even have video classes online too. Okay, so yeah, I'm suitably impressed right from their front page. Let's see if that continues. So let's go, let's see. More for you. About sewing class, sewing, I have free patterns, tips, and wish lists. Okay, so let's pop into their fabrics, holiday fabric, and let's see what their prices are like. Uh, well, so I guess they vary the prices, and I imagine that price there, it's a little blurry, the picture. The pictures are all a little, well, not all of them, but they are a little low resolution, so it's very difficult to see what the fabric looks like. Let's go to this one. Well, that's a little better. Okay. And yeah, that's $23.99 a meter. That's $24 a meter. That's getting up there. That's kind of pricey. Okay, so I wonder if the regular fabrics as well are those kind of prices, because if so, that's not impressing me. I'm not as excited as I was before. Okay, let's see if we can find, how do I get a good look at all of their fabrics? There we go. Okay, let's drop down. Okay, here we go, all fabric. Okay, now here's where you're getting into, they seem to mix quilting fabric with other fabric types as well. Okay, I'm not sure what this from is. $21.99 for batiks. That's expensive for batiks. Oh, I see. You can get it in a half meter or you can get a fat quarter. $5.50 for a fat quarter. Okay, but it looks to me like their fabrics range anywhere from $22 to $24 a meter. That is on a little bit on the pricey side. There might be some a little less expensive. Lots of boutiques. They have 91 pages of fabrics, so they have a fairly good selection. A lot of boutiques. Let's jump ahead here. Got some plaids, some novelties. They have flannel. The one thing I don't like about this setup, unless I'm missing it, is that, oh, here we go. Here it's all listed out. I thought they didn't have it. So you could find, well, do they have quilting cotton? Well, they have designs, solids. You have to do a bit of a hunt here. It looks to me like all of their fabrics are mixed together. I would have liked to seen a separate section for just quilting. Let's see what their price is on wide backs. Okay, this one from $15.99. I don't like that from $15.99. So that would be a half meter. So a meter is $32, $31.99. So yeah, that's about the going price, I would say. I was going to say it might be a little on the high side, but I don't know if it is. That's pretty much what you expect to pay. It looks like there's some that are a little less expensive. Do they have much of a selection? Not really. Not really a great selection of wide backs. Okay, so if I'm looking for, it looks to me like I'd have to hunt through all of this to find quilting fabric specifically. Like it's mixed in with like lawn and jersey, that kind of thing, mesh. So yeah, this is a bit of a hunt for things. Let's go back in here. They have lots of things for bag making, zippers, okay, and poles. Is there anything else we should say about fabric though before we leave it? What's this one? Shop. Okay, that takes me back to here. I'm not sure about the interface. At first I was excited by the front page, but I'm finding this as a little bit of I have to hunt. It's actually maybe too much information on the front page, believe it or not. Okay, what can I look at here? Okay, fabric. Oh, wait, here we go. I missed this. Quilter's cotton. Okay, this is better. Okay, take back what I said before about not being able to find it. It is separated out. Okay, good. And they have 82 pages of it. All right, that's fine. And prices, though, are still a little bit on the high side, I think. All right, let's check out. They have some free patterns. Always liked free. And that's it. They have a weekly newsletter which have patterns in it. Okay, so you sign up for their free weekly newsletter and you'll get a pattern, I guess, every week for something. They do have classes, as we already saw, and they seem to have lots of classes. Anything else? I did check precuts. Let's check precuts. I think I saw that in the pull down menu. And so go back to, yeah, I do not like, for something, I do not find this intuitive. I'm having to look all over the place for stuff. Okay, do they have it listed here? Nope, they do not. Okay, I guess I need to click on where I saw, I'm not seeing the pull down menu. So let's go here and go to here. And I thought I saw precuts in here. Yeah. Well, these are not precuts. Yeah, so it's called free cuts, but there are precuts, but there aren't any precuts in it. Okay, well, they also look like they had lots of patterns. Again, where do I find patterns? Besides the free patterns, I guess I have to go back and find this. Patterns by other designers. Okay. So here's patterns. Yeah, I definitely do not like the way this is organized at all. Okay, don't seem to have a lot here, but there might be other patterns buried in here somewhere that I don't know. And I don't like going for a treasure hunt. Okay. Let's take, they do sell sewing machines. What brand do they sell? Baby Lock. Yeah, so they sell Baby Lock sewing machines. Okay. There aren't a lot of dealers I have found in Ontario that sell Baby Lock, so this is one. All right, well, anything else we need to look at? No, I like the idea that they have video classes. And they have how to make your own bag, cute little novelty item. Okay. Bag making, bucket. Lots of bag making videos, but that seems to be about it. Oh wait, what do we have down here? You know, a few other things too as well. So yeah, video classes are good. Are these freebies or do you have to pay for them? I don't know. I would assume find out more. Okay. Okay. Whole lots of blabbing on here, but do we have I'm not finding what the charge is. Okay, about the bag, about the pattern, what you need, fabric and supplies. All classes come with a money back guarantee. Oh, here we go. So this particular class is $45.58 Canadian. Okay, so they seem to be fairly extensive and detailed. And you get a little sample of the video to explaining it to you as well. Okay, let's go back. And I think that's all we can see about right now. This one's a difficult one for me to rate. I'm not, their prices are a little bit steep. I don't like really how things are organized, but they seem to have a very good selection. They have a lot of classes, including video classes as well. So I think overall I'm going to have to give Among Brenda's Quilts and Bags a 7 out of 10. You decide for yourself. So that's it for me today on this episode of the Idiot Quilter. I hope you found something of interest here. Don't forget that the first unboxing of the Missouri Star Quilt box that Walter and I did is up this coming Friday at 7 a.m. You will not find a link for it in the show notes below, but all you need to do is go to my channel. You may get a notification if you have the little bell clicked. That's kind of hit and miss as to when that works. But if you go to my channel and you don't readily see it in the latest videos that are there, you should. Just go to the playlist marked So Chatty, because that's where I'm putting them all. I'm putting them under that playlist. Okay, and of course, advance notice, Pop-Up Sew Day, December the 20th, sewing with me on Wednesdays as usual. And yep, busy time of the year. So, you know, maybe plan to take a little break and do a little sewing with your friends, because that helps. That helps alleviate the pressure and the tension, and might allow you also to get some of those projects that you really want to get done for Christmas Day done. Have a great week. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.